Today we are going to talk about USA's AI regulation, which includes all the federal law, all the state laws, and also what do we need to know with all the information we have and how do we have to do things from May 2026. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Lata. I'm the head of AI governance at Global AI Certification Council, where we offer AI governance certifications and also Govern 365.ai. It is the AI governance GRC tool. America does not have any national AI law as comprehensive as EU AI Act. But it has one law, which I'm going to talk to you in the next few slides, but it's not comprehensive across different industries and different sectors. But it has over 2,000 state-level AI bills. In number, it is 2,103 AI bills tracked across all 50 US states through May 2026. So why does this all matter right now? Because there are fines that are there for each of the state laws. It can be anywhere up to $1 million per violation. Not only that, in most of the states, compliance date has already arrived. Major state AI laws went live on January 1st, 2026, and many of them going ahead this summer. And in most of the organization and the suppliers, vendor, and other stakeholders, the enterprise buyers, insurers, partners, they all start to expect to see that AI needs to be managed. AI risk has to be mitigated before they use AI. So today's agenda is very simple. Number one, we will understand what are all the federal laws. Number two, we will check all the state AI laws. I'll try my best to consolidate all the state laws so that you can easily understand. Number three, how to make sense of all of these. What do you need to know as being in one of the states, or you're selling to one of these states? How do you need to understand all of this? Next thing is I'm going to give you a 7-step compliance roadmap that you can start implementing this week. So what are the federal laws? What do they say? So what happened was in October 2023, President Joe Biden signed an executive order 14110 to make AI safer. In January 2025, Donald Trump revokes that 14110 and signs another executive order, which is 14179, to remove all the barriers to AI so that USA can innovate faster than any other countries across the world. So then May 2025, Congress passes this Take Down Act. This is the only federal AI law, which is Take It Down Act. I'm going to explain what it is in the next few slides. In December 2025, Trump signs another executive order 14365 to push back on all state AI laws. In March 2026, the White House publishes its first national AI policy framework. So there is still no comprehensive federal AI law currently available. But there is the Take It Down Act that I already told you. So what is this Take It Down Act? First of all, it was signed on May 19, 2025. This is the first and so far only federal law specifically aimed at AI-generated harm. It focuses on the AI-generated images and videos. If someone flags an AI video or AI image, the platforms, the social media platform or any other platforms, need to remove that content from that platform within 48 hours of a report. Also, we cannot distribute those content, and distributing this is also a federal crime. So this compliance window actually closed on May 19, 2026, which means all the platform needs to follow this regulation from now on. There are you have only about 48 hours to remove all the flagged deepfake intimate imagery on that platform. We have only 48 hours to do that. And as I said, already on May 19, 2026, this compliance law already came into effect, which means we need to follow this for sure. Then another framework is called NIST AI RMF, which is NIST AI Risk Management Framework. But this one is actually a voluntary framework. Following this might help you to make sure you follow most of the AI laws across different federal and also state. But to follow this federal AI law, Take It Down Act, even having this NIST would also be helpful. So NIST has like 4 layers of AI laws that actually came in. Number one, AI RMF framework, which is a risk management framework, which was released in 2023. This is a baseline framework across all the federal agencies. Then next step, when all the generative AI came in, like ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, Claude, and all that, these ones started having some issues. So when any companies or agencies are using these generative AI models, they need to follow this generative AI profile, which was released in 2024. Next one is critical infrastructure profile, which was released in April 2026. If you're in industries such as energy, healthcare, transportation, and similar sectors, these are some of the high risk AI sectors. So if you're in that critical infrastructure, then we need to follow this particular stuff, which was also released by NIST. And the last but not least, which is cyber AI profile, which is called NIST IR 8596, which are some of the guidelines for securing AI systems that are against attack. And also, the Treasury translated this particular NIST frameworks into 230 financial sector controls for financial sectors like banking, insurers, and also other financial underwriting, all those sectors. All these framework converted into controls that can be easily implemented. Not only that, federal sector regulators are also still inactive. For example, if you have any AI-enabled medical service, FDA is actually following all the principles related to this. If you have AI hiring tools, we need to make sure that it follows that anti-discrimination law, which is followed by EEOC. Then if you are doing any investment decisions based on using AI assistance, then we need to follow the disclosure requirements, which says that we need to mention to people clearly to explain how these AI decisions are made, and we need to disclose that in privacy policies. Not only that, if AI is used in housing, loans, and lending, then we again need to follow this Fair Housing Act and Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which also extended their laws to include AI. And if you are using marketing, then if you're using any marketing claims, then we need to also make sure that we follow the FTC sector regulations as well. So now that we saw all the federal laws, and we also saw how we have to use the NIST framework, let's think about how the state laws are applicable and what do they even say. So these includes all the federal, state, and city. So federal one, we already spoke about that 48-hour takedown of deepfake intimate imagery. That is the federal one. And remaining all like Colorado, Texas Act, California Act, Illinois Act, Tennessee Act, all of those are state acts. And for the city, we have only one city act, which is New York City Local Law 144. So here I have clearly mentioned what each law actually comprises of, but I'm going to explain all in detail as much as possible without taking too much time. I'll try to summarize as much as I can. As I mentioned before, there are 2,103 AI bills tracked across all 50 US states through May 2026. There are 47 states with at least one enacted deepfake law. All 50 states and Washington, D.C. protect against non-consensual intimate imagery. So these are 5 top use cases of state AI law. So if similar to EU AI Act, only there are 3 states that have given comprehensive AI governance, which are Colorado AI Act, Texas Act, and California Act. Then for employment and hiring AI, Illinois, New York City, California, and Maryland has given information for that, which includes bias audits, giving disclosures for how AI makes decision that needs to be done on all the privacy policies. Then for deep fakes and elections, if you're using any AI for elections, then we have specific AI political ads. We need to disclaim that. And this is currently in more than 30 states. And if we are using generative AI, we need to have transparency in how consumers talk to AI. It's to be done in privacy policy, and this particular Transparency Act is currently in California and Utah. Then algorithmic pricing, if AI decides the pricing, we need to clearly mention that AI decided the pricing and protects people against the law, which is also currently in Maryland, California, New York, and Connecticut. So 3 states, Colorado, California, and Texas, tried to build an American kind of EU AI Act. So Colorado was first among all of that. So Colorado SB 24205, the main thing it covers is similar to EU AI Act. It covers all the high-risk AI systems. What are high-risk AI systems? Those are ones that affects a group or individual, like job-related decisions, schools, like grading the exams, loan decisions, home loans or commercial loans, healthcare, protecting all the personal identifiable information, housing, insurance, and there are so many more. I've actually published another video here about high-risk AI systems in EU AI Act. Similar ones are followed in US as well. So not only that, to make sure we prevent all the people and group of people from these kind of issues, we need to make sure that we are preventing people from having biased outcomes, have all impact assessments, and also risk management framework. So the best defensible mechanism is to have the NIST AI RMF framework. which will give a legal protection against all of these penalties. This is currently in force from June 30, 2026, and it is after a 5-month delay. So if you do not follow the Colorado AI Act, the penalty is up to 20,000 USD, which is a maximum penalty per violation. Then next one is Texas TRAIGA Act, which went live on January 1st, 2026. So again, it covers all the state agencies, developers, and deployers of AI in Texas. It was actually built to intentionally discriminate or manipulate behavior, because slowly and steadily, not consciously it was done, but AI data consciously started discriminating, bias and drifts started happening. So this was actually built to do that. Then whenever AI is communicating with a human, either through a phone or a chat, it has to clearly mention that they are communicating with AI, not a human. And this was actually enforced by Texas Attorney General. And if you have any issues with this, you have a 60-day cure period before any penalty kicks in. So you have 60-day period before fixing anything. This particular one is actually enforced from January 1st, 2026. And California actually went further, and they regulated the AI models themselves. Okay, so California actually has this SB 53, which is called TFAIA Essentials. This particular one actually covers all the AI models, especially which has more than 10 power 26 compute operation, which is 1 followed by 26 zeros. So which is a very high level of computation, which means it applies to all the big AI labs only. And it also covers any developer which has a combined annual revenue of more than $500 million. So it also requires you to have a safety framework and also to report safety incidents. And this particular one was enforced from January 1st, 2026. The maximum penalty per violation under California TFAIA Act is $1 million. Not only that, another state, Virginia, tried also the same path, but Governor Youngkin actually vetoed it because he felt that it is going to be actually too much burden for all the small startups. So he actually stopped it for a while, but they are planning to revisit that in 2027. California actually did not pass one AI law, they have like 5 of them. So these are all the 5 AI laws. AB 2013, this one is actually to have a public summary of all the data set that is used to train a generative AI. AB 489, it bans AI from claiming to be a licensed healthcare professional. SB 243, if your application is using a companion AI, we need to mention that they are talking to AI every 1 hour. Not only that, it protects the minor people from spending extra money somewhere. It protects people from making unnecessary decisions. So we need to keep informing people that it is AI. Not only that, SB 53, it is actually a frontier model safety. I told you about that compute operations more than 10 power 26. That is actually for this one. Then SB 942, we need to have visible labels and invisible watermarks on all AI generated images, videos, and audios. So you can see all the time that is enforced. So the first 4 are already enforced January 1st, 2026. And the last one, SB 942, is going to be enforced from August 2nd, 2026. And out of all the use cases across all the state laws, hiring is the most regulated AI use case in America, which is very good. And New York City Local Law 144 still leads all the other state laws. It covers employers, agencies using automated hiring tools. And to make sure that you follow all of these regulation, we need to hire an independent auditor each year to test all the AI application for any bias. And we need to make sure to make all these AI audit results public on the website if you're using it. And if you're using AI to hire people, we need to tell the candidate about the tools that are being used. And also the candidates can choose any other alternative other than AI for them to go for the interview. If you're using AI for hiring, then the candidates can choose other alternatives. So these are some of the important things in hiring. And if you do not follow these rules, New York City local law violations are about 1,500 per day penalty, and it keeps going. It starts with 500 per day penalty, but if it's keep continuing, the penalties can grow higher. And Illinois added an AI hiring notice rule from January 1st, 2026. The next thing we are going to see about is sector-specific laws. That is for a specific industry, there are specific laws. See, when we say comprehensive AI law, that is called horizontal AI law across all the industries and sectors. But when you say sector specific laws, that's for specific industries. For example, Tennessee's have a specific law for music industry to avoid voice or like videos, cloning voice or videos. Then Maryland, Utah, Colorado, they all have their own laws for like insurance underwriting, political ads, generative AI, pricing, all that. They have different laws. Okay. So how to make sense of all of this? I've told you so many things, federal law, state law. It's like so much confusing. Even sometimes there are some AI products or AI services or AI digital services. Probably we need to make sure that we are complying with all these laws. Probably you have one of them, but you are selling it to all the different states and all the even across USA. Then what do you need to actually do? First of all, you need to find out where are your customers from. If your customers are from a specific state, you need to follow that specific law. And if you are actually doing AI for high risk systems that I told you before, like jobs, loans, healthcare, housing, or insurance, then you definitely need to follow this law. Even if you're a developer or a deployer, this applies for both of you. And again, if you are trying to follow all these laws and regulation, and if you're selling it for all the states, then there is a way also to figure things out. So what to do now? There are 7 things you can do now, even if you're selling across US. Number one, have an inventory of all the AI systems. So we have our own Govern 365. It's a software for tracking all the AI governance. So AI projects, we can go here and add all the projects that are part of your AI systems. So you can classify all the risks here. You can just make sure you go ahead and do it. The next thing is classify all the risks. Like you can tag it as high risk or low risk, depending on the definition. Same here. If you go to our tool, Govern 365, you can classify the risk accordingly. So that also can be done on this platform. The next is adopt NIST. Because it is a US based framework, we need to adopt NIST. So even on our platform, Govern 365, you can actually go to controls and requirements under frameworks, and you can implement NIST AI RMF framework. So as you can see, it has govern, map, measure, and manage, which are the 4 most important classifications of NIST AI RMF, which you can do it directly here itself. The next one is testing. You can run bias audits and impact assessments on all high risk systems inside here itself. So as you can see, you can go here and click here and manage, and you can do risk and impact assessments here itself directly. Then if there are anything you need to disclose, for example, if AI is being used anywhere, if AI is used to collect any information, if AI is used for used on video, audio, or images, if AI is used in making any decisions, we need to put that up on any privacy policy. That also needs to be done. And then we need to create an owner for the AI governance. That is very important across every laws around the world. It's not just US laws, EU AI Act, or any other framework we use. That is also very important. Not only that, the keep monitoring, because all the state laws are keeps changing. So we need to make sure that we are following all of that. Okay. So ISO 42001 is one of the world's first certifiable AI governance framework. If you use ISO 42001, it actually covers most of the laws and regulations across the world. So even on our Govern 365 frameworks, we can also implement ISO 42001. Not only that, if you're an individual looking to do ISO 42001 certification, then if you go to gaicc.org and under the menu, you can see ISO 42001 certification, which is ISO 42001 Foundation, lead implementer, senior lead implementer, internal auditor, lead auditor, and senior lead auditor. I'll put links for all of them in the comment section below. You can use it. Not only that, for Govern 365, I'm adding a 30-day free trial for Govern 365. Then you can use it. And if you have any questions, you can ask me at any time. So let's go back. As I mentioned before, these are the 7 steps you can follow right now today to mitigate all the risks that AI has, and also to follow the federal and also the state laws. So as of now, the US states are the regulators of American AI today. There is only one federal AI law. This is as of May 2026. So I've also collected some more information for you to read. I will put all the information in the comment section below. You please go through all the links and you can actually read all of them. And if you want more information, our GAICC learning resources can also be helpful. www.gaicc.org. And if you go to that under resources section, you can see a lot more resources. And under blogs, you can see a lot more information around NIST, ISO 42001, and a lot more US related laws that can also help you. So this information, whatever I have currently shared with you, is as of May 2026. If there are any new regulations coming up, I will always share with you. So if you have any questions, please make sure you comment down below. I will answer each and every one of them. Thank you for staying until the end. I'm sure you would have understand more information about USA AI regulation. I'm going to look forward to seeing you in another video. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.